It is now my pleasure to invite on stage our founding president, Mr. Mircea Geoana.
Mulțumesc, Vasile. Salut, Damian. I will try to combine English with my preferred language, which is some form of Romanian. Sunt în permisie de la NATO. I'm on absence of leave from NATO. But for nothing in the world I would have missed a night like this. And the more I see our community growing, to see these young, bright, beautiful faces of our young leaders, to see the grayer hairs and more mature leaders, to see how the Aspen idea is flourishing is something which is priceless, really priceless. How this thing started, it started after the Second World War. 70 years ago, the very year when also NATO was founded, 1949, where in order to commemorate the bicentennial of Goethe, a group of leaders, like any one of us, of you, have gathered and started to think, how can we avoid, how should we avoid the atrocities of the two world wars and the devastation and the suffering and the misery and the torment that us human beings were able to start against our neighbor, against members of our own family, just because they are a different nationality, a different race, or a different religion. This is how it started. It started with a group of people, citizens of the world, politicians, business leaders, intellectuals, musicians, artists, and they started to think hard about how can we put the good side of the human being to work and try to put to rest the dark side that we also have somewhere in all of us. The initial mantra of the Aspen Institute was something that I think Alexandra Gătej and her table would very much appreciate, which, because it was in Aspen, Colorado, in the big Colorado mountains, in a ski resort that didn't exist at that time, and the ones who have visited Aspen, Colorado, you know what I'm talking about. It was mind, body, and spirit. Mind, body, and spirit. And in fact, this is basically what the Institute is all about. And when I heard that Alexandra knocked the media and the social media with her society, Societatea Omului Sănătos, we work together, mergem împreună, just work, see what happens, I said, wow, I think in Romania we're about to get this thing. How I discovered Aspen was basically some 20-something years ago by taking the seminar. That's how I discovered Aspen. And I've taken this, I played Antigone, I mean, I've done the whole thing. And I've taken the seminar, I think, 3 or 4 times afterwards, and I will continue to take it. And swear to God, if this NATO thing would have not happened to me, I would have taken the moderator's course, just to make sure that when I really get old, which is I hope is not yet the case, I will be in the situation to enjoy the fantastic energy, intellect, passion, and values that you, our young friends, are so profoundly communicating to us. You just don't know how important you are. It's also 30 years since the fall of communism. And I think we are, like always, a little bit superficial. Like we were a little bit superficial last year with the centennial. We focused mainly on the symbolical part, but I think we forgot to go into a deeper introspection of what this means. Ivan Krastev, a Bulgarian superb intellectual, probably the intellectual from our region that has the intellectual wit to describe big trends. He basically says in a recent book published with a professor from NYU that in the last 30 years, us former communist countries, we have built societies of imitation. That's quite tough. So basically Ivan says, and I think he has a point, even if I don't fully agree with him, that what we just did, we just absorbed values, institutions, norms, money, technology, management skills from the more advanced West. And this was something which is very positive. But Ivan also argues that imitation is not good enough. That imitation will always keep you as a follower and not as a leader. And I think that time has come, after 30 years, when we start to learn the game, to learn also our own weaknesses, to know also about our own hesitations, to also know about our own fears, to discover also our own fantastic talent, the capacity, the fierce desire to catch up with a lost historical time. I think this is, in fact, what this gala is about tonight. And I think this is the mission. It's not up to us to tell you, our young, beautiful, smart, young leaders, what to do with your talent. But I think one thing is for sure, that we just cannot be just imitators, that we have to put our society in order, our Europe in order, our transatlantic world in order, our community of democracies around the world in order. Because the struggle that I think you will be faced as younger generations than ours will not just be a technological one, will not just be a geopolitical traditional competition. The real competition is, like always, on the realm of ideas. Which will be the organizing factor of human society in the 21st, 22nd centuries? Would be still democracy or more authoritarian propositions? Are we able to innovate within our democratic system in order to make democracy really work? Because sometimes it doesn't. Not only in Romania, it doesn't. Can we really improve government, which is not only about fighting corruption, it's about delivering public services in the time and the quality and the quantity that our people, for good reasons, expect from their governments? Are we gonna miss from this epical fight for the essence of human society organization? Or should we fight? Or should we struggle? We should innovate and never give up. Yes, Damian, you're right. That's the definition, in essence, of leadership. This is what Aspen was created. This is what Aspen Romania, and I thank my dear board members and supporters, and also our host tonight, and also our partners. It's not just another organization. It's not just a think tank. It's not just a public platform. It's something about the idea of human dignity and the good society. This is, I think, what really brings all of us tonight and tomorrow and the day after tomorrow. And the more I see our community growing, the younger my gray hair becomes. And I will take a leave of absence from any job that the good Lord might offer me in the future to always be with you. So even if they are rotating the chairmanship of the Institute, you don't get rid of me that easily, my friends. Thank you so much. Vă mulțumesc foarte, foarte mult. A great thank to our host from the Ministry of National Defense. I will have the chance later on to thank them personally. I have to say now that when I joined this new job at NATO, I could understand even better the immense role that our people in uniform, men and women, from all branches, have done for us to be able to have this kind of democracy in our country and to be accepted and to be part of the West. So thank you not only for hosting us, but thank you for the sacrifice and the incredibly important role that you play, and you'll continue to play, to sustain our democracy and our freedoms. Enjoy, and I hope that the magic of Aspen will be with you for the rest of your lives. And pass it to your kids, and pass it to your grandkids, as Georgiana and Florina are doing already in so many beautiful ways. Thank you very much, and enjoy this beautiful evening.